You're watching the Fox 13 4 o'clock news.
A new exhibit at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center challenged its artists to use their imaginations.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, the classic stories and the childhood fairy tales we all grew up with, and those are what served as the starting point. Fox 13 photojournalist Barry Wong opens the doors to Once Upon a Time.
I think it's just mystery. I think people should look into the mystery of things. Look behind it. Athena was the designer of Argo, the ship, and it was based on the movie Jason and the Argonauts. I was a 12-year-old kid when I saw the movie. It was a fantasy. I loved mythology. I loved Greek mythology, and it was a fantastic story.
The name of the show is Once Upon a Time, and the prompt was to do a piece that captures a character or is a landscape from a favorite fairy tale or myth. So we had over 100 artists submit, some multiple pieces. Every piece that I got to hang, I felt like I was meeting an old friend. We had some pieces from Harry Potter, we have some Winnie the Poohs, and the Velveteen Rabbit was there, and I just found myself like, oh, meeting my old friends, many Little Red Riding Hoods.
The name of the work is The Wolf Insisted He Was Misunderstood. It was a couple of months ago, actually. I had this idea. I thought, you know, it would be really interesting if the whole thing was really spun from the other side. And I thought, that would be cool to do. And I said, okay, that's something I got to work on. I'll put it aside. I'll get to it later. Then this call for artists comes with Once Upon a Time.
So this is Gerda's Ride. This is depicting a scene in The Snow Queen, which is one of Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. That's what I'm aiming for. I was trying to reach for this sort of old school children's book illustration. Incredibly awesome and fun. I think this is one of the most fun I've had at a call to artists, and a lot of other artists have told me the same thing here at the Arts Center. It's immediately accessible. It's something, most of us read fairy tales. A lot of us have favorite ones. A lot of people grew up on Disney. Fairy tales are hugely important to our culture.
Once Upon a Time is on display at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center until February 23rd.